Captain's Log Supplemental.
Hey Jeremy, you know those race cars you're busy building?
Yeah, I do.
You,
I
you,
got one that I'm looking at every day.
you know what I don't see you working on?
You don't see me working on the amazing Sentinel system yet.
That's true. It would take all of 10 minutes for you to have one.
And it's very quick and easy to install.
It is. It is. And we could watch you when we are not at the race with you and see how you're doing. And then we can call you up when you get out of the car and tell you everything you did wrong.
And I love that because so many years I've been driving and not been able to see what I'm doing.
I know.
And now we can.
I know. You know what I'd like to do with the video? My most favorite thing is I take the video and I load it on YouTube and then I send it to my coach and say, look at 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Look at this one lap and tell me what I can do better. And every single time, you know what they say?
Everything.
Exactly. Precisely. So with the Sentinel system, you get instantaneous feedback plus useful feedback that unfortunately is accurate for my driving.
I think it's accurate for all of our driving.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's probably true. Yep. But you need to get one in your car, sir.
Yes, I do. And with the discount code that you're going to tell everybody, they can save 10% on this awesome system.
Yep. Trouble free. I haven't had an issue getting video every time we've gone out with the Sentinel. It's always worked. Can't say the same for some of the other systems we've tried. So I don't know. It's on the podcast notes down there. Don't do it while you're driving, though. We like to have our listeners live. It's good.
From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicky Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to Garage Heroes in Training. I'm going to be one of the hosts for this episode. My name is Bill. What's it hosting?
I'm Vicky.
Is Miss Jen here? Is Miss Jen
Miss
here?
Jen is here.
I'm here. I don't know if I have a lot to contribute to this episode, but I'm here.
You're working on it, though. You're working on it. So we have, I would say we've been busy, but we haven't accomplished a whole lot. Except making our
Yes, we
heads
have.
flat against a wall and beating them just constantly.
Yeah, but Alan is such a positive guy because I have quite the 3-page checklist of between, family, garage, and home in general, the home in general. And when it comes to the cars, I have a lot that's on hold. And Alan put it just so nicely. He says, this, one step forward, one step back, whatever. He goes, you're not stepping backwards. You're going sideways right now. It's going sideways.
Things are spiraling.
Well, no, yeah.
I understand that. That just makes so much sense. And it just really puts things into perspective and makes it not so overwhelming.
And that's what I'm sitting with now. It just put everything back in structure again. So anyway, yeah. We have quite the garage update at the moment.
Do we? I feel like everything's in the
Somewhat.
middle. Anyway,
Everything's middling.
okay, so let's just go with cars.
Okay.
At the last race, we had a Honda Civic that was it performed okay. However, it was spewing its vital fluids all over itself.
Yes. And
And
it wasn't terrible. It came in towards the end of the day, and it there was oil sprayed off, and we brought this up. There was oil that was sprayed off inside the car. And upon more investigation, we realized that one of the helicoils broke in half. No, the helicoil on the head of the engine broke. So that night we quickly fixed it, but in the process of fixing it, the tool bit to create the helicoil broke off inside the engine. So we had to, and we brought this up on the other podcast, that we had to do a quick patch job. So our patch job consisted of taking the bit that had broken off and ramming it to the bottom of the hole. Was it a great idea? I don't know. But anyway, it still interfered with the bolt going back into the head. So for the valve cover. So what we ended up doing is we cut some washers and we cut pie wedges out of them. So we were able to create a fake tightness and a seal to the valve cover head. And before we sealed it up, it was pretty much caked with like a Honda bond. So basically, we just wanted to get this head as tight as we could. We knew we were going to have to repair it anyway, but so that's where we left off with that. Got home, there was still some oil that was coming out, looking all into that. So that was the process of where we left the Honda. And we were losing third. So yeah, so that's the condition of the Honda at the moment. And what happened?
So we pulled the transmission and we bought a few parts that we thought it might be. And then we secured friends to help us with the transmission because we have some guests flying in for the race. And we wanted to make sure we did it right, which means we don't do it. We let somebody who knows what they're doing do it. And we found out that those parts weren't exactly the parts we needed, and we needed more parts. So now more parts are on the way.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't the time to experiment when you
And
have
learn.
guests that are coming and learning. So definitely wanted to get that done. And also, so the transmission is now over in New Jersey being done. And I believe some of the parts have arrived, and we are waiting on, I believe, the forks now.
Yeah, we had some used forks and we had some new to us forks, and all of them had too much slop. So that was part of the reason we were having trouble with getting our in our transmission to smoothly shift between gears. So we found the place, actually, Zephyr found the place for us that had brand new forks available. So we ordered those. So those are the last pieces coming in. I think the other thing we needed was the differential bearing was worn. So Vicky
Yeah.
ordered those and I ordered the other ones. So hopefully we will be done, but we will not be done in time for the HPD we have in a week and a half.
Yes. So that car is going to have to stay behind.
Yep.
Right.
Hopefully it
So
will
in
be
that
done.
Right. So in that process, also, as you guys saw on Facebook, this was my first transmission pull all by myself. And that was kind of a huge thing. I kind of high-fived myself and called it a win, did a dance, and realized that this is not as mysterious as I thought it was. So anyway, so in the process of that happening and being sent out, it was time to work on the valve cover mishap that we had. So I end up, instead of just having a Dremel, I went out and I picked up a precision pencil grinder, basically. Is that what they're called? I believe they're pencil grind. It looks basically like a pencil. I guess it's for more engraving than anything, but it was able to hold it better and to do what I had to do to go out and grind this down. I was nervous as anything. I really tried to find a machine shop that might be able to help solve my problem. But not everybody would touch it because they weren't sure about what kind of composite that this metal bit that had broken down inside it was, and that the lead time for them, if it was a particularly hard metal, was too much for them and it would interfere with all their other work. I
So,
respected that, obviously, but I got in touch with this guy over near us, and he says, I can't do it. He goes, but I can tell you how to do it, which was awesome. He is now going to be my new machine guy. So he basically said and instructed me how to do it. You're going to need, great bits. You're going to need, he goes, I use Snap-on. He goes, they'll last longer than what you're going to find anywhere else. But I don't have it. I couldn't find my Snap-on people around me. So I ended up going to Mac Tools, and I chased his truck down. I got him from our local shop. Coast is our local spillover shop. And they said, yeah, these are the guy that we use now. So I chased him down and got the tools from him, and ended up going back to the shop, and the material that came out of the engine from that bit was so cheap, almost felt like aluminum. It was it wasn't metal. It was metal, but it wasn't steel. So it literally broke off with in a few minutes. So now,
if you look right next to iron, which is
right,
Fe on the periodic table, the element I think it's to the right one is called chinesium.
Chinese.
And
yes, well, I think that was definitely chinesium that we had used straight from the source. Was not good. And the reason that it probably ended up breaking is when we were looking for a heel coil set within the paddock, because we didn't bring ours. Who would have thought that
I
we
get
would have
yelled at for bringing stuff, so I don't bring it.
that we would have needed it? Well, that's going to be another segment that we're going to do in a few moments. So, yeah, it literally just popped out, and the stuff was probably just so cheaply made that the tool literally broke off inside it, and that really kind of sucked. Now I'm just trying to, because it was half the helicoil that broke. So now we have 2 helicoils in there, sort of. So I'm trying to line those up right now, if it's even possible to do that.
Can you
But I think
take
I
them
might have
both out?
fixed it.
Can you take them both out and put in a new one?
Yeah, that's the problem. Also, that's one thing I'm not comfortable with. I'm going to talk to some other mechanics about it. It seems like I could get it tight enough now. So I'm going to test it. Because it fits almost perfectly, but I'm also trying to fit it without the head on. So when the head's on and the gasket's in there, not the head, but the valve cover and the gaskets in there, I believe is going to create enough tightness, because I'm just trying to match it to the other hole with the other bolt in it. So I might not need to do anything else funky with the helicoils. So, but I'm going to check it, and so that part should be fixed. Now we're just waiting on the transmission, and after that, the cool suit. Something happened to the cool suit mid-race, so I have to just double check the wiring on that to make sure that's operating, and then our car is ready to go.
I believe the cooler was ripped out of the car without disconnecting it.
Yes, I believe somebody had done that, so I need to check wires on both ends.
Yep. And eventually, I need to set up the Sentinel and the data. So,
yeah,
just need the car to be less than 10 feet in the air at some point. That would be good.
Yeah. So I also have to do the valve adjustment, because the valve adjustment was done with sheave feelers and not just measurement feelers. So it kind of ended up a little wonky. Yeah, they were tapered. Flat. Yeah. So I need to make that adjustment. And so it's going to be just those 4 areas that need to be taken care of. And right now we're just waiting on the transmission to come back.
Okay. I seem to remember we have
I wouldn't say
longer
those are
list
the
than
4 big ones. Those are the 4 big ones for the Honda.
Okay. I remember our whiteboard was 4.
Yeah, but there's must-haves and there's nice-to-haves. Yeah. So
where there's
Yeah.
right and wrong. But anyway,
Yeah.
in the midst of all this, my beautiful bride then decided to become obsessed with the redoing of the trailer because
Yes.
this wasn't enough that we had to do. So
Yeah. Well, again, there was a lot of stuff that was put on hold. So I have to go sideways now. I don't want to keep busy, but we are preparing the BMW E46, and then we were going to start working on our trailer redo. So,
and we did.
yes, we did. We did. So, um, we ended up tearing out on the trailer. We ended up tearing out the workbench because Bill wanted it to be just like 3 inches. Go ahead.
For the home gamers. Our trailer is a 24-foot V-nose trailer,
Yes.
which has E-track on the floor, some E-track on the side, and had a homemade built front shelving unit, two or three, three, three
Two.
shelf. Well, it's
Two.
got the top, so
Yeah.
in the front, that's kind of like a little workbench and a storage area. So, oh, and it had a lovely. Vicky's favorite part was the lovely cabinetry that was on the left-hand side. That she loved that. That was her favorite cabinetry, I believe.
Oh yeah, the cabinetry was literally a white kitchen cabinet that would probably fit above a stove. But because it was white and it matched the white walls, everybody would kept hitting their head on it all the time. It was awful. Their back was scraped, their head, whatever. So we end up tearing that out. Well, not tearing it. We end up dismounting that. And we put in a Pit Boss. It was made by
Pal?
Pit Boss. Huh?
Pit Pal or Pit Boss? I don't know. One of those
Yeah,
two.
I think it's like a Pit Boss unit that holds all of our, fluids, and then it has a little fold down table, and on the little fold down table that comes out off of it, it's got paper towel rack. So we put those up. But we did remove the cabinetry because Bill, not the cabinetry, but the workbench, because Bill would have liked it to be a little bit like a little
3
bit
inches,
deeper, like
3
by
inches
3 inches
Yep.
would hold the totes perfectly.
Yes.
So anyway, but I took the stuff off the walls, not the Pit Boss stuff, not the stuff that's hard mounted in there yet, because it was too soon for that. And I took the E-tracks off the wall. We weren't really using them, but I did not take the E-tracks off the floor yet.
And that's a good thing
That's a good thing. It's a
because
really good thing. So, but I had ordered gray coin vinyl for the floor when that time comes. And Jennifer and I have a plan for a design in there. It's going to be awesome. Got a whole thing getting ready to happen. And then while we were waiting we stepped sideways because now we have to degrease it to make sure that we get whatever debris is out of there. So I started scrubbing it down, started hosing it down. I'm going to go ahead and get the aluminum trim to put in there once the coin is in there, and then we can start building the cabinet. So, yeah, after that, what happened, Bill?
well, I was at work and you two were at the hangar trying to get some stuff done and you broke the truck.
I didn't break the truck. I
It wa- it
parked
wa-
the truck.
It was good when I left.
I know.
So
I
you broke
parked
it.
the truck
Why did you
outside
break
the hangar.
Why did you break the truck?
Yeah, parked the truck outside the hangar like we normally do. Next day I went and figured, all right, I'm going to go finally gas this thing up. I'm going to bring the trailer around. Jennifer was in town. I said, this is a good project for us to do. It's a labor project, not a, working on car mental project. So, the truck would only go in reverse. That was it. So I literally,
It would go in the first.
no, yeah. So it would not engage in first. So when I would touch the gas, it would literally go to 6,000. It would just kept rising. So I had to keep putting it back in park. I literally had to drive this thing in a complete circle in reverse to park it again. And then I called Bill. And now the trailer
Did
cannot
you-
be moved from his parking spot.
I did the OBD2 scan. Everything's fine with the truck. I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah. Well, the dealership says otherwise. We had roadside service come in, pick it up and take it. And then what happened, Bill? What is it? Transmission shot?
Transmission is toast. $7,000.
Yes.
And
So
no
an
idea when
HPDE next weekend.
No. The fun part is it's $7,000 and there's none. There's zero of them. None available.
Yes. I wonder why. So when I was speaking to the gentleman who was picking up my car on the big flatbed trailer, he says, I picked up lots of these. It's a 2001,
21.
2000. Yeah, it's a 21. It's a 21 Silverado 2500.
Yes.
Yes. And he says, I picked up lots of these. He said they're having a transmission issue. Keep that in mind, guys. So anyway, now the trailer is on hold. It can't be worked. I cannot move it to a place where I can properly degrease it. So it's only going to be used right now for when we have to rent a truck to get us now to our
We actually have to rent 2 trucks now.
well, yeah, we were going to rent one. But now we have to rent 2 trucks to trailer our cars to a now paid for HPDE. Ouch. So and then we just found out about our news for the truck today. So now we're trying to figure out, best options and what we're going to do with it and how
The
long
only-
do we have to wait and
The only other thing we
Yeah.
can do is drive streetcars.
yep. Yeah. So and the other thing, so that's on hold. Now it's just the BMW. BMW Bill's the E46 is getting run. We're doing a wrap adjustment. So we are going to realizing that the wrap right now is incomplete so we ordered some more BMW colors to finish it off and that is going to be the project. Plus we have to nut and bolt it. We have to do some fluids on it and we have to install an oil catch can.
Yes.
So that is all relatively simple.
And the air filter. That's not
right.
simple.
Yeah, so the air filter, need to come up with the air filter solution. We have louvers that hover right above the air intake. So Bill is not comfortable with that at all. And that is something we're reaching out to the race community right now on what year is the BMW 2004?
Either 2 or 4, 2002 or 2004.
Right. So 2002, 2004, air intake. So we need to figure out what people are doing with their louvers with the air intake sitting where it is. And
We're
it does
worried
not have
water.
the box.
We're worried water's going to get into it. So
Right.
we don't want
The
that.
box was taken out. The box was taken out and there is an oil cooling system in its place that runs through the car. So
Kind of in the way.
right, it's in the way for the box. So now we have to come up with a solution to protect the air intake so we don't hydrolock it, if
Mhm.
that is a thing.
Might be.
So reaching out to our community, drop us a line. What have you done if you have the 2004 E46? Let us know. We're going to do our own research.
And we got an HPD next weekend. No pressure whatsoever. So that's us.
Yeah. Yep.
All
That's
right.
it. That's the update on the garage.
Thank you.
Bye.